Intercontinental Miami. It is in the bantamweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. This man walks in undefeated, 1 victory, no defeats. He's a freestyle fighter, weighing 134.4 pounds, fighting out of Lakeland, Florida. Here is Damian.
Send that to me.
Across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This man also walks in undefeated.
He's got the image for sure.
2 victories, no defeats. He holds a belt, a black belt in Kiyoshi, weighing in 135 pounds, fighting out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. Here is Ryan.
It's so nice having a big crowd again.
It really is. And when the action begins, your referee, Alan Abilene. All right, I gave you the instructions in the locker room. If you want to touch him up, go ahead, come out fight.
Oh, man. Oh, could you feel that electricity?
Yeah.
Fighter Breakdown brought to you by It's a 10. What do you got, Mr. Rosa?
Man, Attie wants to keep the distance and use precision punches, use his footwork. Kuse wants to do what he always does. Come in, take him down, ground and pound him out.
It's going down, man. It's going down. Here we go. 3 5-minute rounds at bantamweight. Ryan Kuse in the red trunks, Damian Attie in the blue trunks.
This is going to be an exciting fight right here.
Keep in mind, these bantamweights do not like each other. It's not fake. It's not for a show. They've been chatting it up before the fight, before the weigh-ins, during the weigh-ins, after the weigh-ins.
Yeah, this is a real fight on our hands, man. These are 2 guys that do not like each other. You know, Ryan Kuse has made an amazing job of, he does it all, man. He can fight, he can move, he moves his feet, he got footwork. He's moving, he's training with top guys at the Goat Shed in Miami, and he's representing Miami strong right now.
Fighting Force, the Dominican Republic, one of our farm leagues, beat a dude who had 7 fights, beat him down easily when he was a kid.
I was talking to him earlier, and I was like, yo, so how do you think you're going to win? He goes, Rosa, you already know. He goes, I'm a savage in the paint. He goes, I'm going to drop this boy on his head. So he's looking for that first takedown right now. He's going to want to lock his grip and try to get it down and then work his ground and pound and work his game plan.
That was nice.
I mean, I'm not sure if you know, James, but Patty actually has fought him before. He's trained for boxing match before. I put him through an entire fight camp, so he knows what it's like to feel this adrenaline. Is there anything that you can describe, like all the things that you've been through, that you could compare to a fight?
Probably not. Honestly, I had so much adrenaline pumping. I feel like the first round I was already tired. Seriously, it was crazy. Definitely a crazy experience. But before I started that camp, I was weighing 205 pounds, so I was big.
And man, yeah, that's just the thing. This is something these guys go through. They go through the weight cuts, they go through the dieting, and man, hats off to you for being able to shut off those pounds and put yourself in a position and build your body back up. And man, you're looking good now, brother.
Appreciate it. I'm ready for another one.
Let's do it. You hear that?
3 minutes left in the opening round. So far, primarily kind of feeling each other out a little bit, testing the waters. Ryan trying to impose his will on Attie.
Yeah, man, Kuse is doing a great job right here with the feints. That feint is so important. It'll pay dividends later in the rounds. When you start feinting and you get the guy guessing and missing, then you can start landing big shots. But, man, Damian Attie is not backing down right now. He's a long, strong fighter, and he's right in there throwing hard shots. And he just landed Kuse with a big one.
Wow.
You can tell these guys don't like each other.
Yeah, they do not like each other. Addie's
feel
got
the energy.
Yeah. It's electric. It's electric here in the arena. There's no question about it.
Man, Ryan Kuse is doing a good job moving side to side, but one thing Attie is doing just as well to counter it is he's following him perfect. There's like this little perfect distance, and there's a danger zone in fighting that there's a certain, it's a game of inches, and they're both playing it, and we're going to see, right now they're both really sharp and they're fresh. I think this fight's going to come down to more of a cardio thing by the end of it.
Nice shot to the body there by Kuse.
Ooh, nice stab kick by Kuse, man. Those hurt. They don't look like they hurt as much, but those stab kicks to the belly, man, they hurt. Right to the liver. Ooh. Nice level change by Kuse. Kuse did a great job of timing that punch, getting under him, and he's going to be hunting for that big slam in the head. Let's see if we see it.
Good timing. Good timing.
Nice.
Yep. into side control. That's a perfectly timed takedown. The minute and 20 seconds to go in the opener.
Uh-oh.
Oh, tight guillotine. That's deep. That's deep.
It looks deep.
I think that thing sank in.
It looks deep.
He's still fighting the hands, though. He's fighting the hands. He's got a one-arm guillotine right now. Kuse wants to get that locked in, and he wants to see if he can lock up the... Ooh, get him. Nice position.
What does Attie need to do to get out of this, Charles?
Attie needs to fight the hands, man. That's the key. Anytime someone gets a guillotine, you fight the hands, you fight the grips, and you work your way out. Kuse is in a dominant position now on mount. He did a good job escaping an RT, but he's in a fight now.
I think it was a little tall for him to lock that in all the way.
Yeah, that's... Hats off to Attie.
Attie getting back to his feet. Attie trains under the tutelage of Ross Kellen at Champions MMA, one of the good schools in Central Florida. You see Ross down there, right there. That's Ross giving out his commands and suggestions to Damian Attie.
Yeah, man, we got a good competitive fight on our hands, man. You know, Ryan Kuse came and walked through everybody he's fought so far. You know, slamming people on their heads, like you said, ground and pound. But now he has a really tough opponent in front of him, and we're going into the second round with a good first round.
Hey, and shout out to the crowd tonight.
Exactly.
We got some energy.
All right, we're going to throw it cage side. Our cage side feature reporter, Olive Power.
Olive here at Titan FC 68 cage side. And what an explosive first round for the co-main event. I couldn't ask for anything better. There was a lot of back and forth. When it comes to what Ryan needs to do, I really think he needs to focus on taking the guys down to the ground. You know, he was doing a really good job avoiding those punches, had really good, great head movement in there. And for Damian, you know, he got a couple of really good shots in. He needs to avoid being taken down to the ground. All right, guys?
Okay, yeah.
Stay tuned. This is going to be a banger.
Thank you, Olive Power. Sorry, the power gave me a little R there at the end of the olive. I humbly apologize. Olive Power, clearly you are not an Oliver. That's pretty obvious. Hey, you got to take off? Are you hanging out? You got to take off? Oh, man. You know what? When you have 7 million followers, every second must be so valuable.
Hey, time is very valuable.
Like when you drop a $100 bill, it's not worth it for you to pick it up. So the time it would take to pick it up, you lost money.
Oh, man.
I'd probably pick it up.
Yeah, hell yeah. I know you would. But, yo,
up.
man, Patty, thanks so much for joining us, man. I'll, catch you later tonight, man. We still got one more barn burner, Lascar Cruz and Victor Diaz for the 125 title fight. So, man, tune in for that, guys, live on Fight Pass. And thanks, Patty. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate it for having me.
Appreciate you, man.
Excited to
Supreme
finish this
Patty,
fight.
thank you, brother.
Thank you, man.
Good job.
Supreme Patty out.
7 million followers. God damn. Oh, man. Hey, you know, I had a kind of a cool number, Charles. I commentated Gina Carano's first 2 fights.
Wow, man.
And those, yeah, I heard those fights are like in the 8-9 million. Oof. Addie's starting to bring it a little bit here.
You always impress me, James, man. You always giving me those OG throwback stories, man. I feel like a young gunner coming up in here.
Gina was awesome. Gina gave me a tattoo. What? She gave me a tattoo.
Black eye tattoo or what?
It was a Sharpie tattoo. Temporary.
All right. Well, Ryan Kuse is doing what he wants to do here, what he said he's going to do. Get the fight to the ground and pound. This is what we've seen win all of his fights with so far. Dominant position. Like, he had a close first round, tough first round, but, man, when these guys are fresh and the higher the level gets, the more difficult it gets. So, he's in a real fight right now.
But Attie making a good show of himself here. He's really making Kuse work.
And right here, Kuse is wanting to look for this half-guard pass. He wants to stretch that left leg out, pull that knee free like he's doing with a beautiful, beautiful pass. He's still got that foot stuck a little bit, and what he wants to do is use his left foot and free it so he can get this dominant control right here.
You're watching Titan FC 68. Jay Adams alongside longtime UFC vet Charles Boston Strong Rosa. Olive Power, our brand new feature sideline reporter, doing a great job. Putting a great team together here in Miami, Florida. It's been all Ryan Kuse, the 3rd Street Savage, has been putting it on Damian Attie here. And what does Attie have to do to try to turn this thing around, Charles?
I mean, it's tough, man, because Ryan Kuse is doing what he does, man, and it's like He's so good at it and so dominant that, like, it's like, I mean, Attie wants to get back to his feet. He wants to build up. He wants to fight the hand grips, but it's easier said than done. Like, the coaches are yelling, get up, get up, get up, but, like, you can't just get up when you get a guy like this on top of you beating you. It's not as easy as it sounds. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of pressure. Sometimes you got to wait for the right moment, get back to your feet, and then reset, clear the cobwebs out, and get back to work on the feet. But what Kuse is doing right here for the fans calling in and the people watching, they might not see, is he's fighting the wrists. This is so important right here, is this wrist fight. And, like, it's kind of, you can't really see it because it's hidden in there, but you can see Kuse is fighting this wrist, and it's dominant. And, you know, Attie is wise, man. He's an experienced fighter. You know, it says his record is just 1-0, but he has 7 amateur fights, and those amateur fights are real fights, man. You know, there's not much of a difference, just shorter rounds. So, I mean, he has experience. He's throwing elbows. He's fighting the grips, but, you know, Kuse looks a little bit like the stronger fighter right here.
Kuse's first fight was against Ernest Walls. That was a beatdown, ground and pound ref stop fight in the first round. That was Titan 63. The second fight he improved. He imposed his will on Mikais Urania in force 4, and Mikais could not come out for the third round in that fight. And so, you know, so far, I mean, you want to give something to Attie. He's making a better show of himself here in the third fight.
Well, this is dangerous right now. What Kuse is doing is he's going for guillotine. It could pay a lot of dividends if he gets a submission, but he's on top right now. And any coach would tell you to stay on top, deliver punishment, which he decided to do. I wasn't sure if he was going to jump that guillotine and go to his back, which some, you know, inexperienced fighters do, but that just shows the experience level of Kuse. He was a wise fighter, played, you know, position before submission, and you know, he was on top and landed some good shots from it.
Attie's done that a couple times. He's been able to get back to his feet, but he has not been able to create distance. And that's been the difference. If he could get back to his feet and separate, but Kuse does a great job of staying in tight and imposing his will on Damian.
Yeah, one thing that Damian Attie needs to do here is, instead of just fighting the underhooks, he needs to start pushing on Kuse's head and push his head away. Kuse is doing an incredible job using his strong neck to control the position and stuff like that. What Attie needs to do here, he's elbowing, it's doing good, but, like, I mean, it's not really getting through enough, and even through the dreads, and it's almost like a little bit of a padding right there from the elbows, you know, so it's pretty interesting, but he's doing a good job, but he just needs to push away in the head to try to get out of this. But another dominant round by Kuse right here in a short time.
What comes to mind is the lion's mane, how it protects the neck, right? The lion's mane protects the neck.
It's like you got a helmet on, man. It doesn't feel those elbows.
Oh, wow. So who'd have thunk it, you know, when if you were handicapping this fight, I'm not sure you would have called this as going into a third round. So good on Damian Attie for making a fight out of this.
Yeah, but Damian Attie's here not just to make a fight out of it. Damian Attie is here to win this fight. You know, I talked to him earlier. He's not just here for the show. He wants to win this, and he's doing what he can. What Attie wants to do if he comes out this round, you know, I'm sure that his corner's telling him he's down 2 rounds to none, which they should be, but he needs to come out and he needs to show off his striking. I mean, he when he lets his hands go, he has hands. When he let those combinations go, he has hands, and if he can find the chin of Kuse, that would be his best chance to get this W.
Great picture there of Ryan Attie, and now Ross Kellen giving his in-between round adjustments to Damian Attie. And the crowd here in Miami, Florida at the Intercontinental Hotel, which I might add, thank you very much, Intercontinental Hotel, for your gracious hospitality. What a beautiful hotel right here on the water in downtown Miami. They have a beautiful gym. They have a restaurant that is insane. The chef here is 5-star world class. Third and final round, here we go.
Yeah, man, we got a good start to the round. You know, the one thing about the MMA is the rounds always start on the feet, you know. So guys that have great wrestling, great jiu-jitsu, great ground and pound, the one thing that you always know at the beginning of the round, it starts in the feet. So there's always that shot that big shot can land, big punch, and you got to keep your hands up, chin down, and you got to be ready for it.
Like Jim Carrey said in Dumb and Dumber, so you're telling me I have a chance?
Always in this thing. That's a good one. What are the chances? 1 in a billion. So you're saying there's a chance. But, no, but I mean, I think Attie has more than a chance here. He's still standing in there. He's down 2 rounds, but just landed a nice right hand, and you know, he got Kuse backpedaling.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is not a Jim Carrey situation. I have been impressed as heck with Attie. Attie's gotten out of some really bad situations.
Yeah, and that Kuse put him in. So, you know, hats off to Kuse. He's doing a good job. He's fighting these underhooks. He's working that body lock and going for that inside trip. That was a beautiful inside trip right there by Kuse. And that seems like it's been his bread and butter. I've seen him do that trip so many times in his last couple fights, and he kills it, man, with that. And he gets to this position, and he gets to this dominant ground and pound position that he's so good at. And, I mean, I've yet to see somebody stop it yet.
Right here now, this is where Ryan Kuse told me he likes to apply smash grappling. This is kind of a new style that the Goat Shed Academy has been putting together under the tutelage of Assem Zaidi. And they literally call it smash grappling. This is
Khabib
intense
style. Smash him.
Khabib.
Khabib. You hear, you know, that's what it is. This is what he does. I mean, Kuse has got that wrist riding. He got those Dazakhstani handcuffs on him, and he's putting in the work. I mean, what Kuse could do is land some bigger shots, but I mean, this is such a dominant round, and he got the position. And the thing about Attie is he's fighting back. He's not just quitting. He's fighting, and this is an exhausting pace here.
I'm really impressed with Attie. Really, you can see why he's undefeated as a pro, and you can see why he's got a 6-1 amateur record. He's no scrub.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Addie's gonna, you know, there's halfway through the third round. There's short time left in the fight. And, you know, Attie must know he's down. So he's going to have to start, you know, thinking in his head, what do I have to do to win? Is there anything that I can do? I need to, and I don't think it's going to be off his back. I mean, there's arm bars, triangles, and things, and leg locks that he can do off his back, which he's locking up a triangle right here.
Look at this.
But Kuse wise to it, and, you know, he gets out of it. But, you know, it's what it is. It's very difficult to win a fight like this off your back. I mean, I've won a couple like that, you know, pulled up some arm bars, last-minute submissions and stuff like that, but it's definitely not what you plan for. You don't plan to be on your back throwing up submissions to win a fight. You plan on doing what Kuse is doing, being on top, smashing the guy, you know, like Khabib.
And you know, knowing Damian Attie, he's going to be really mad at himself, which he should not be, because he's making such a good show of it, making such a good show of himself, impressing everybody here in the arena. But knowing how much he actually holds himself accountable to, he's not going to be happy. You know, where everyone else would be like, hey, dude, you know, like, you really made a great show for yourself, but that's not going to be enough for him.
Yeah, man, Kuse has high expectations for himself. You know, he's a future superstar, so he's going to be hard on himself. He wants to go in there, and he wants to get the finish. I mean, he's fighting his ass off right now, no doubt. He's putting the damage. He's trying really hard. I mean, he's up against a tough guy, and this is it. Every time he fights, he's going to fight a harder guy until, you know, hopefully he can get that shot in the UFC or the big show, where then he's really going to be tested. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to this, man, and he's climbing up the ladder, but this is a spot in the ladder that, you know, it starts to change. Like anybody, the first 3 fights, they go out and they dominate and stuff like that, and he's dominating this fight, but each time he fights, it's going to be more difficult to finish the guy, and that's what the UFC is looking for. They're looking for finishers, they're looking for entertainers, and they're looking for good fights and, you know, dominant performances.
Final minute to go here in this fight. Ryan Kuse needing to do something flashy and dramatic to keep the run going. He's got the win most likely in the bank if he can just keep controlling Attie, but like you say, that's not going to be enough for him. Just like it's not going to be enough for Attie. Attie's going to feel the same way. Like you and I will not be able to go up to Attie and say, hey, man, you made a great show, but he'd be like, that is not enough for him.
And also, the way I look at it, too, is when a fight goes to decision, even if it's dominant, like, I mean, the way I fight, it's like it's do or die. Like, you know, you want to, like, these fights are to the, like, in my head, they're for the death. So if the guy's still standing at the end of the fight, then you didn't finish him, you know? So whether you win on the judges' scorecards or what it is, you want to go for the kill the whole time. So that guy knows that you took his soul, you defeated him. But Ryan Kuse is doing a great job here.
They both heard the 10-second warning, and now Kuse trying to put it on him. Wants to be flashy at the end, letting his hands go.
And that's the finish we like to see. I mean, that's off to Kuse. That's the way you want to finish it.
You saw him with a little extra hand gestures there at the end of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards. And our judges scored a 30-27 for your winner by way of unanimous decision,